and welcome to another episode of Fire Up. How fired up tonight are we, gentlemen?
Fired up!
Ready to talk some sports?
Very.
Oh my goodness. Well, missing curfew in Vegas. Who
I was
would do
curious.
such a thing?
Who missed curfew?
CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens missed curfew.
Oh, okay.
They missed the
That
first
explains
offensive series of Monday night's win over the Las Vegas Raiders after they missed curfew. They were having dinner and drinks at the Red Rock Casino, they said. So they missed the whole first drive. Which resulted
Didn't seem to phase them too much.
I was gonna say they still won.
It really didn't matter.
But
they still both had a touchdown.
it could have. What is the craziest thing that people you think have done or NFL players have done to miss part of a game or get sidelined?
NFL, I think the one I remember, one that comes to mind is well, two come to mind actually. One, it was years ago. I think Cam Newton violated a team dress code, and Ron Rivera had him sit out the first drive of a game.
No, not Cam Newton.
Can't remember that. Something like that. And then the next one was recently, I think it was like 2017, 2018. I remember they reported that Antonio Brown was going to miss a game with a foot injury. It was a game the Steelers had to win and make the playoffs. Hurricane, I think you might remember this, but then I think later it came out that he got into this big fight with Ben at practice, and they benched him for the game.
Ouch.
There's a lot of stuff Antonio Brown.
I was gonna say.
Man,
Yeah.
Antonio Brown. Holy shnikes.
Spending 20 years in jail.
Could be.
Could
I
be.
guess, what was that after the celebrity boxing match that he had back in March?
Didn't the guys try to jump him and try to steal all his stuff?
Right. But
And then he got the gun off the security guard somehow?
doesn't matter. He fired the shot that killed the guy.
Well, he didn't. I don't think he killed anyone. It was attempted murder charge, I think, or either that or he took the security guard's gun, and that's what he's being charged with. But
He fired it. He hit the ceiling, I thought. I don't know. I thought I read that. I could be wrong.
So, there's that laundry list that's called the injury report for a lot of teams this week because everybody's dealing with injuries, whether it's NBA and NFL, NCAA.
Jeremy, I can tell you one team that's not really dealing with injuries, and that's the Chicago Bears. They got a lot of guys back.
Yeah, and we got a lot of guys coming back too. It looks bad, but the only two guys that didn't practice today is Terrion Arnold, who hasn't passed concussion protocol yet, and Kirby Joseph is still dealing with the knee that he hurt in the third quarter of the Kansas City game.
Oh shit, my notebook.
So, this is what I've tried to explain this to other Lions fans to go to the common sense side of it. I would rather start the year injured and get healthy mid-season to get ready for the playoffs than be ready for the playoffs and get injured and have everybody out at the playoffs.
oh, easily.
Because the fact that everybody's crying because we lost to Philly, and yes, it was a horrible way to lose. I admit it. But at the same time, we're only one game out of first place.
Yeah, but it's to the Bears.
I know.
We're all it's the Bears. But let's face it, Samir, you called that though.
I said before the season they would.
But I knew that they'd start off hot. I said this. They're going to start off hot. The problem is these last 7 weeks, they only got 1 week team to play now.
Yeah, because they have Pittsburgh.
Brown.
If
They have
Pittsburgh
Pittsburgh this week.
got Detroit again, they've
At
got
the end of the season.
Green Bay again.
No, let's
They
wait.
got Green Bay for 2.
Green Bay twice.
They have the Steelers this week. Next week they get the Eagles
Yeah.
at the Eagles. Then they play at Lambeau. Then they play versus the Browns again at the versus the Packers, 49ers, and then January 4th they play the Lions.
They got a rough road to hoe going forward.
Yeah.
And I said this, I said they're going to get 6 or 7 week games to start because they're playing against a bunch of weak teams. I said
Right.
what I wanted to see the growth in the Bears to make this division better because we needed them to get better as a division because it makes all of us play better when they're all tight like this. I said we needed to see them do what they couldn't do last year, which was win close games. They had 2 weeks in a row where the final score was 25-24 with wins. You don't get much closer than that.
Right. Yep.
And that's also the first time that's ever been done in NFL history. Back-to-back exact same scores by a 1-point margin.
Did not know that. I know Rodgers has come out and said that because he was part of this longest rivalry, he was comparing the Packers-Bears rivalry because they were asking him, because he's done fairly well against the Bears. He's kind of owned them, actually.
I think he's had 1 loss in his career versus the Bears.
Right. Well, because I think he said before he became quarterback for Green Bay, the Bears had more wins against Green Bay, and now after his tenure, Green Bay has the lead on the
overtaken the lead. Yeah.
Yep. Have they said that he's playing? Is Rodgers playing?
No. They haven't said anything.
They haven't said anything.
They haven't said he's not, and they haven't said he is. I think he's been limited in practice this week, right? He was off yesterday.
I forgot my notebook. It's on the table out there because I was eating dinner, writing down my notes. So we have Rodgers, Warren, Simu Walu, and I cannot remember the 4th one, but I did write it down. I just don't remember it. But there is four guys that were limited today in practice. Highsmith, that was the other one. Yeah,
and I think Cam Hayward was either limited or he didn't practice.
He was on rest.
Okay,
there was 2 people on rest.
Mm-hmm. But the Bears have some too that are.
The Bears got a lot of players back.
Did they?
Yeah, they have a lot of full participation.
Okay.
Marcus Sweet coming back. Gifford, I think, is coming back too, right?
I know Joe Tooney was DNP, and then Darnell Wright was limited.
I think it's going to be a good game. It's supposed to be like 60 degrees, light wind
at Soldier Field. Oof.
Yeah, it's gonna be like a spring game.
Yeah, that really is there.
Especially no wind. That's what kind of threw me off because usually whenever the temperature rises at this time of year, the wind just comes gushing in better and faster.
Well, and that's what was playing havoc in the Philly Lions game and the Giants Packers game last weekend. The wind.
Christian Watson sure as hell didn't notice any wind.
No, but the kicker sure did.
Yeah.
And
that was a hell of a catch, Candy. That was Christian Watson catching the end, and that reminded me of Santonio Holmes kind of in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that was an awesome catch. That it's like you wish that he isn't as injury prone as Christian Watson has been for us so far.
You tell my fantasy team that, all right? You keep because he just ends up on IR and he's not there yet, so we're good.
Let's hope he stays healthy,
Right?
Yes. Especially since we're going up divisional opponent too, since we're going up against Minnesota this weekend.
Yeah, and the thing to watch for Minnesota, because I think that's the only thing with the injury offensive line, the only thing that'll hurt you is if Jonathan Grenard's able to play this week. I know he returned to limited practice, but they still say he's questionable to whether or not he'll be able to play. If he's ruled out, I think Green Bay wins handily. If he's ruled in, with the fact that you're on your backup center that almost every Packer fan I know absolutely loathes. And I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm talking about actual Packer fans that just hate this guy because he's been a revolving door at times.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then
Samir, did Trey follow you yet? He said he was sending it.
checking right now.
I just want to let you know. I just text him and text me back.
So, Jeremy, how do you think your Lions match up against the Giants?
Doghouse Podcast.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How would I think they match up? Well, you saw the review I just did. I think they have the worst run defense in the NFL, giving up 150 yards per game on average. That and their explosive plays in the running game happens on the outside, which means it's a Jahmyr Gibbs type of show. Dexter Lawrence to the middle and the defensive ends they have are very good at clogging up the A and B gap, which means that Monty is not able to really get his normal 5 yards before he falls down. So I think it's going to be more of a Gibbs show this week again, and have him get on that 1 to 2 touchdowns a game track again. So if you got Gibbs in fantasy, start him this week. If you've got the Giants defense, cut him.
Yeah. That'd be a waiver wire pull there, Jeremy, if you're starting a Giants defense.
Yeah, I know.
I need Josh Allen to pick this up here. He's on 4 of my teams.
So, Adam, how about your Steelers against the Bears? What do you think?
Well, let's see who's going to quarterback first before I go into this opinion. We know how bad Rodgers wants to be out there because of the rivalry that he still thinks he carries from Green Bay. But the Steelers are not very good at Soldier Field. They're 1-12.
Yeah, I saw
all
that.
time. And I don't know. I don't know. This just feels like a game where I'm not a fan of Caleb Williams, so this makes it really hard. But we'll see what happens. I mean, I think they're going to win. I think the Steelers are going to win this week. It's going to be a close game, but I think the Steelers win.
Well, I would venture to say that me and Jeremy both want that to happen.
Yeah, in a perfect world, Jeremy wants it to be Minnesota wins and the Lions win and the Bears and Packers lose. That's a perfect world for me.
I understand.
And that's not trying to be mean. That's just...
No, I know you're rooting for your team. I mean, I get
it's
it.
called rivalry, buddy. There's no being mean. It's called smack talk.
I realize that next week Thursday, you and I are rivalries too. Yeah.
We're not doing a Thursday night show next week, right?
No, we are not. We are not.
Hallelujah.
Yes. No, we're taking Thanksgiving off, but yes, our teams will be playing. So my house will be a house divided on Thanksgiving.
I think I'm going to do my Thursday day show because it can be a pregame show.
If you do it early enough, yep.
Yeah,
This will be your first pregame show, huh?
Yeah. Well, no, I did one. I've done one every year. Because last year we were on at 11. I do not go live during an actual Lions football game. That's like the kiss of death. One of two things happens: we either lose or we lose players.
Okay, Samir, who does your team play this week? I didn't even.
Well, this is probably the least anticipated hate week the Falcons have had in a very long time. They play the arch rival. They're going to New Orleans to play the Saints. We're 3-7, losers of 5 straight. They're 2-8. The loser of this game gets sole possession of last place in the NFC South. The all-time series, fun fact, is deadlock at 56. So
56 for both teams.
Yep, 56.
There's a lot riding on this.
56-56. Atlanta does have the edge in the postseason. They're 1-0. But yeah. This is Tyler Shuck's first home start. Drew Brees is going to be in the broadcast booth. So there's that. Both offenses are at or near the bottom of the league. We average 19.5 a game. They average 15.5. Obviously, we're a better running offense than they are. We have a better defense than they do overall. So this is Tyler again. This is Tyler Shuck's first home start. He played well at Carolina when they got the win. I think
Drake London playing.
Drake London is not playing. So Atlanta's wide receiver room right now is Darnell Mooney,
Kyle Pitts.
No, not Kyle. No, it's well.
What do you mean? Kirk Cousins loves Kyle Pitts.
Oh, yeah. We'll see. But
this is a Kyle Pitts game. This is written all over it.
We'll see. It's Darnell Mooney and friends, and if Atlanta wants to snap their 5-game winning streak, they're going to have to run the ball and run the ball effectively at a high clips because Kirk Cousins, in the limited appearances he's made, he hasn't looked good at all. He looks cooked, and that's without the injury. So, yeah. That's kind of where we're at right now. And then we're getting Divine Diablo back, so that should be good for our run defense, which has struggled the last 4 weeks since he went down. I think Mike Hughes was limited today in practice.
Where did you get that?
Let me get my notes. Hold on.
Andy, where did you get that? I got to ask.
Yeah.
Where did you get that subscribe thing? I was so random.
Yeah, so here are the guys we had limited: Jesse Bates, Matthew Bergeron, who is supposed to be back, Billy Bowman, Chris Lindstrom was limited, but he should be able to play. AJ Terrell is also limited, should be able to play. Same with Jalen Walker and Xavier, so that's what we have right now regarding limited, but. The only one that might not play out of that bunch could be potentially Xavier Watts, but it seems like he's going to play as well. But that's just the state of affairs right now. We all know the situation. Penix is out for the year. Very unfortunate for him. It's his third ACL tear in, I think, 8 years.
Ouch.
They knew that when they drafted him, Shamir. They knew he was injury prone when they drafted him.
Look. I drank the Kool-Aid. I wanted him. I said, don't sign Kirk, draft him, and let's run with it. I said, forget those ACLs. You can't pass on that arm. I said, forget it. We couldn't pass on the arm talent. I wanted him.
Well, you got what you wanted.
Yep. You did.
I'll get more into that during my town, but
Okay, what about what are we thinking about the Colts Chiefs game?
I think it's a must win for the Chiefs. They can't drop to 5-6. Especially with the way Denver's playing, the Chargers they dropped to Jacksonville last week, but they keep finding ways to win. They can't afford to drop to 5-6 and fall even more in the division race. So they've got to win this one. And if you win that one, you've got 2 winnable ones coming up against the Cowboys and the Texans. Then you have the Chargers, and then you've got Tennessee. So it's given where they are right now, they've got to win that one.
Okay. Patriots Bengals. Anybody?
Patriots all day. I don't care if Burrow stays. I don't care if Burrow plays.
Yeah, it's hard to go against these Patriots right now.
Yeah.
Jets Ravens.
We'll go with the Ravens.
Seahawks Titans.
Seahawks.
Jaguars Cardinals.
Jaguars.
I think the Cardinals pull this upset.
How about the Panthers and the 49ers? I'm going to go with the 49ers.
I actually think that the Panthers have a chance to upset them. And the reason why is they seem to play up to to the better teams around them. The only good team they lost to so far is the Bills. Can't count the Patriots because it wasn't at home. I mean, when they went to the Patriots, I think if Bryce Young went out in the second quarter and you had to see Andy Dalton, you knew they were losing that game.
I think he got hurt against Dallas, so a couple of weeks after is when he got hurt. But the concern with Carolina right now is they're thin at linebacker. Roseboom was a DNP, so was Trevin Wallace, and that's not ideal going against a Kyle Shanahan offense who you know is going to run the ball effectively.
Okay. What about Buccaneers Rams?
Rams.
I want the Bucs to win, but I think the Rams pull it out because they're at home.
I need Ibuka, so I'm going Bucs.
Oh, I need Ibuka too. Trust me.
I got Devontae Adams too, so that's in one league, but I think I'm kind of out of it in that league.
Okay, shall we move to any other NFL stuff you guys want to discuss? Talk about.
Kind of a boring slate this week. Not gonna lie, not really many good games, except for a couple.
But you never know because any given Sunday, any given team, like we've seen that more parity this year than I think we've ever seen. So you just never know.
I mean, a dark horse could be Minnesota, Green Bay. I mean, Green Bay, you don't know which team is going to show up.
True, and you don't know about injuries because let's face it, we've had a lot of those lately. Plus, we've had a lot of drops lately. That's one thing I will say that the last 2 years
there was so many drops on Sunday, Candy from like the first quarter. Yeah. That wasn't even close to Jordan Love's fault at all.
No,
a lot of those balls are right in their hands, and they just didn't hang on to them.
Yeah, I know, and this is the second year that they've had that. I mean, they are one of the youngest teams, but come on, you practice with these guys day in, day out. Like, why are you missing all these catches?
Must have been the wind.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you and I both do that. Not. So, guys, you want to move on to college?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Who wants to go first?
What the hell was Pat Narduzzi going off and saying this game really doesn't matter? It's the next two games that matter. When I heard he said that, I just automatically knew Pitt was going to get their asses kicked on Saturday against Notre Dame.
Yeah,
Pat Narduzzi literally said that before the game. Like, why even show up? I mean, it didn't look like they showed up anyway, but why would you say that?
Yeah, I didn't understand. I didn't understand that.
It made no sense to me at all.
Nope.
Like, he's just looking forward to the 2 ACC games instead of staying ranked.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Jeremiah Love just ran all over us anyway, but.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he ran over you guys like you weren't even there. It's like your defense was still on the bus.
I think they were still sitting in the locker room.
I didn't think they made it to the locker room. They were on the bus. Every time
he busted out that 56-yard run right off the bat, and I was just like, it's going to be a long day.
So besides the game that I guess I would probably be looking forward to the most is probably USC Oregon this weekend. I think that could be a good game. What other game?
USC is going to pull another upset?
I think they could.
This is the game day week, right?
I think so.
Hopefully, we don't have to see another kid butch that kick like we saw Saturday. That was ugly. I don't know if you guys watched any of that or not.
Wow. I don't know if you guys are looking at the games that are going on right now, but the Stephen F. Austin Lumberjacks are tearing apart the Northwestern State Demons. Granted, they're a 1-10 team, and the other team's 9-2, but it's 62-7.
Wow. This is football.
Yeah, football.
What are we in here? What division?
I went to NCAA football. This is like low end Division 1. Maybe even Division 2.
Thursday night games.
Yep.
Off.
The Louisiana Raging Cajuns are leading the Arkansas State Red Wolves. I can't believe somebody let their team be called the Red Wolves in college football. 31-27.
Anybody else college games on Saturday? What ones are you looking forward to?
Yeah, I'm looking at one
Saturday.
Tennessee and Florida. Notable because Tennessee has not won at Florida since 2003. So they're looking to get over the hump there. And then, of course, Pitt at Tech. This is probably the biggest game at Georgia Tech in a very long time. It's in all likelihood, whoever wins this game is going to go to the ACC championship. It's also senior day, and so it's going to probably be the last home game of the year unless they end up hosting a playoff game. So a lot on the line. They barely got by Boston College last week, but they've tended to play a lot better at home than they have on the road this season. So see,
I'll be curious to see how Pitt rebounds this week for sure.
I think it's going to be one of those whoever gets the ball last ends up winning.
It could very well be. That could
Another one I like that's coming up, and this is the battle of 7 threes, is Louisville Cardinals versus the SMU Mustangs.
That's a big game because SMU can still make the ACC championship. They're not blindly out of it yet. They have the same record as Pitt, so that's why I'm saying that.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got the Missouri Tigers going to face off against Oklahoma. 7-3 versus 8-2.
Is James Franklin coaching on this weekend?
No, he can't start till next year.
Okay, but I'm sure he'll be in attendance, right?
Oh yeah,
that's gonna be a big game. Virginia Tech and Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
That's big for me and Zamir too because of the ACC.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, here's a battle of two bad Division II teams for you. The St. Francis, Pennsylvania Red Flash versus the Stonehill Skyhawks. The Red Flash are 0-10, and the Stonehill Skyhawks are 3-8. The Red Flash might actually be able to win a game.
St. Francis. It's up by the Latrobe. I think that's up by the Latrobe.
Trying to look for it. Here's a better matchup. You got the Sacred Heart Pioneers versus Villanova Wildcats. The Pioneers are 8-3, and the Wildcats are 8-2.
Jeremy, I didn't even know there was college Thursday night football until you're bringing it into my equation.
Well, no, there's even.
I know there is, but I didn't know. Like, I didn't think there was any big games.
Isn't it Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday now?
Yeah, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
And Saturday.
And if Christmas is on a Sunday, they got games on Sundays.
Did anyone think the field at Wrigley was fun to look at?
No,
I haven't seen it yet.
It was last week in Miami or Michigan Northwestern.
I must have missed that. I mean,
I know we didn't. I haven't watched it.
I know they played football at Wrigley before. It looked pretty cool, but
it looked like they brought in grass and everything for it.
And then there is the battle. There's the battle for Montana. The Montana Grizzlies are 11-0, and the Montana State Bobcats are 9-2 in the Big Sky division.
So are these stadiums gonna pick up fields like we just saw in Madrid over the weekend? Because the FIFA will not allow the teams to play on artificial turf.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what's gonna happen.
So there's I know what the only grass is what, Glendale and Santa Clara, right? I think those are the only two grass fields hosting. So that means Foxborough.
Alabama will win this week. They got the Eastern Illinois Panthers at 3-8 coming into town.
I know, yeah.
But did anyone see how they transformed the field in Spain?
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty neat. I wonder if I don't know. What do you guys think? Are they going to go to grass fields now?
I think every NFL stadium or football stadium in general should have a grass field. I think for a variety of reasons. Number one, I think player safety and just overall quality, I think, of play, I think, is also better on grass. And so, yeah, I think every field should have grass.
Well, Jeremy, we had a little bit of this conversation on Tuesday, but you were over here.
Yeah.
But I was just curious what you guys thought. Like, the Meadowlands are going to have to go to grass because they're hosting the actual championship game in New Jersey.
Right.
What all stadiums have regular grass?
Oh, and Quest is going to have to go to grass too.
Quest,
whatever Lumens, whatever it's called now.
or the Seahawks.
I'm just wondering why there's all these good teams playing like absolute Division II cupcakes this late in the season. Doesn't that hurt their RPI index?
No, because it's in division now.
Well, because like the Furman Paladins are taking on the Clemson Tigers.
Yeah.
Pretty soon you're gonna tell me the London Silly Naggies are playing.
No, but the Austin P Governors are playing against Tarleton State Texans. The Texans are 10-1, and Austin P is 7-4.
Yeah. Charlotte 49ers are playing the Georgia Bulldogs. That's another one.
Oh,
I feel like they probably have pretty cool, pretty neat mascots.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Governors. That's a unique one.
well, here's
The Governors.
Governors.
Yeah, that's why I said it when you said London. I had to say Governors.
Governors. Oh, what was the name of that team? The London Silly Naggies or something?
No, it's Austin P.
No, is that off the Family Guy episode?
Oh God, I can't even remember.
When Peter got shipped to London. Anyway, I'm off topic. Anyway,
Nebraska versus Penn State in Penn State. 7-3 Cornhuskers versus the 4-6 Nittany Lions. That should be a wipe the floor game.
should be.
Now, did you know there's actually a team called the Mean Green?
Yeah, North Texas, right?
North Texas.
Yep, they're 9-1, and they get to go face the Rice Owls.
Yep.
At 5-5.
Yeah, they play in the same division as FAU because they played.
I feel sorry for you, Candy, but your Wisconsin Badgers are hosting Illinois.
When?
Saturday at 7:30.
Oh, yeah. Well, they are. I mean,
The way you said that. Oh, yeah, they are.
we've missed the bowl game now the last 2 years, so yeah. They're all playing for their jobs at this point. I don't know.
Boy, Deion's been doing a great job with Colorado this year, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Oh man, see, I know we're not national. You know why? We didn't bring up that name at all for Pro Talk. I'm so glad. They love him on Pro Radio. Holy cow!
Now I will. We're gonna actually be at the UConn FAU game.
Oh, you got FAU this weekend. That's right, Dan. Are you going to meet up with what's his name?
I'm sure he will be there. He's
I
normally
forget his
there.
name already. Little dude.
JJ. Yep. JJ tonight is at FAU. He's covering the men's basketball games tonight. Or they played earlier, I should say. They already won, but yeah. So UConn plays Florida Atlantic. And Florida Atlantic is playing for possible, if they have any chance of staying bowl eligible, they have to win. I don't know that they'll, because they're 4-6 right now, so they play UConn and
I got 2 games left then.
That's what I was going to look at. They play East Carolina next week. So, and next week we go to USF. So USF is playing UAB this week.
Are you on the field taking pictures?
Yes. Yes.
Did you ever get pulled over?
Miami, then this week for Florida Atlantic and next week for South Florida. Yeah.
Did you ever get pulled over? Like on a close play or?
I have not gotten over. So the worst was actually not even a football game, ironically. The worst was a basketball game because I was doing an NBA game and I was on the court. And then they sometimes they just can't stop. So that was the worst. But I've had to move a couple of times for football, especially if I'm on the sidelines, more so than if I go in the end zone. But yeah.
I was wondering, like when they're coming at you, do you try to snap as many pictures to see if you get a good one?
It is, but it's hard because depending on the lens you're using, how close, if it focuses in or not, it could be too quick to like focus. So,
I was just curious. I was just curious if they snap pictures just to see if they get something.
Oh yeah, I mean, because it's all digital now, so you might as well just keep your hand up, finger on the trigger and keep shooting. But yeah. So FAU this weekend. Last weekend, Scott got, I don't know if you guys, well, I shouldn't say this out loud. There was a Miami reporter that was in the press conference for the other team that Miami played last week. And I don't know if you heard some of the quotes that the coach said that he just got his kicked in the press conference. That was kind of funny. But anyways, yes. Yeah, that was NC State. Their illustrious Dave Doran.
They have an outside chance still, but it's slim to none.
Yes.
And I mean slim.
Yes, exactly. We talked about his quotes last night on the Sports Exchange. So if anyone wants to go listen to what we talked about last night.
Because it's your audio, Candy, are you allowed to play it without getting in trouble?
Yeah. Yep.
I wasn't sure how that worked.
Yes. So, guys, what else do you want to talk about tonight, or should we go to my town already? I mean,
you ready, Samir? Talk my town.
You want to start?
Hold on, Jeremy. I thought for sure you were going to talk about your Detroit Pistons being in first place. I thought that's why you came.
No,
I thought that's what.
Yeah,
I thought that's why you said study. I thought that's why you said look at NBA. I thought that's why you said we were going to talk a little NBA.
Trust me, we are going to talk a little NBA. In my town, I am going there, and I am ready to talk about Detroit sports in general because it's not just the Detroit Pistons that are in first place. It's the Detroit Red Wings. And right now, the Lions are sitting one game out of the playoffs, and the Tigers made the playoffs. Detroit is a sports powerhouse this year.
Yeah. And the Dodgers are trying to get Tarek Skubal.
Mm-hmm. And Tarek says he doesn't want to be on the trade block.
I saw the Mets. The Mets were trying to get him too.
Yeah. He's still under team control this upcoming year, so we're not losing Skubal that way unless we trade him, and he does not want to be traded. He's already said that.
Everyone said
but like the Pistons right now, They are 13-2
11 straight.
with 11 straight wins. They haven't lost since their 4th game of the season.
I like Cade Cunningham.
Oh, I love Cade Cunningham. I got his jersey.
You got the jersey already?
I've
Mhm.
had the jersey since his rookie year. What are you talking about?
Yeah. I like Cade Cunningham too. Yeah, one of the best guards in the Eastern Conference.
Your Hawks ain't doing too bad without Trae Young in there.
Yeah, well, I mean, I feel like that needs context, and I guess I'll take my town from here. If you were done, Jeremy.
Jeremy wasn't even on my town yet. He was he texted me and
Yeah.
goes, "Here's the topic."
Yeah.
He goes,
So,
college
I got-
football,
I got some
NFL,
bad
and
news.
NBA.
Right. right.
So I was like, well, when are we going to talk NBA? And then I saw the Detroit Pistons were running away with it. And I was like, oh, this is why we're talking NBA.
Well, we could talk about how the Lakers fired Joey and Jesse Buss.
And they got served papers today too.
Is Jeannie Buss still a part of the organization?
Yeah, she held her role.
Yeah, so I guess it's part of the power struggle. Like, I guess they weren't on the same page, or because that's kind of how she took power initially. Because I think when the dad died, the original owner,
Sure.
I guess there was a power struggle between Jeannie and the brothers, and she won and ousted them. And I think these next two set of brothers all just got fired. So.
Oh, the Lakers also got their paper served today, and LeBron James' name has come up now in that gambling scandal.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's the Lakers. The NBA is going to cover it up. That's their they're like what the Dodgers are for Major League Baseball. They're going to cover it up.
I did not know my interpreter was taking $8 million out of my account.
Like, come on.
But now that we know Shohei can talk American language, this could change everything. He could slip.
Mm-hmm.
Because the MLB definitely swept that under the rug faster than 3 steps.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
the NBA is going to do the same with this as well.
Well, this ain't the NBA. There ain't nothing the NBA can do about it. This is in the FBI. This is in the FBI.
Because I saw reports saying the NBA asked the Lakers to hand over documents. So
yeah, I think the NBA was trying to stay on top of that part, but the other part, the FBI has.
Yeah.
But if LeBron James' name still comes up, they can still investigate him.
Yeah, because especially with that, I feel like the Luka trade. There's a lot more to where that came from. I'm sorry, there's a lot more to where that came from, possibly. I mean, you just can't convince me otherwise that it's like they go from having no future to overnight they have a 26-year-old, arguably the best offensive player in the league. Like, what? And they gave him away for basically nothing. Like,
and did you see the news today?
Yeah, the Mavs are trying to trade Anthony Davis.
Yeah, the Mavs are trying to trade Anthony Davis today.
Yeah.
They're listening to offers. I don't know who the hell's going to offer him anything. And Anthony Davis just cannot stay healthy, unfortunately.
Right.
I mean, he might be a good sub. I mean, when he's healthy, he's great. But when he's not healthy,
right. I mean, at this rate in his career, I think, is it a hot take to say that he's a bench player or better off being a bench player?
Well, when he's healthy, Samir, he's like one of the best.
Yeah, but that's the problem. He's not.
But he's not healthy. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a major problem.
Yeah.
But I see your point, because I was ready to say the same thing.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, when healthy, he's a Hall of Famer easily. When not, but that's the issue.
Right, but the minute this guy gets like injured, it's over. And he really probably does not want to be in Dallas anyway.
Yeah, no.
And then the question is Kyrie still going to want to be in Dallas whenever he comes back?
I doubt it, because I think Mark Cuban's back at the table now, and I think he's headed towards they're going to rebuild around Cooper Flag, Derek Lively, the young talent they already have. So
Wow.
Giannis is talking about getting traded too. I saw.
Yeah, he talked about it, but he's threatened that stuff all the time. Because what happens is every time the Bucks start to slip up a little,
they sign
what does he do?
Well, he's injured right now. He's out 1 to 2 weeks.
Right, he can't be traded while injured, but he always talks this stuff whenever the Bucks struggle. He did it before he had his MVP season. He did it the contract year. There was a stretch where you guys were struggling. I think it was while you still had Doc Rivers, right?
Oh, he's still there.
Will do.
Is he still there? God,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I don't even have a basketball team, so I'm good.
Yeah, you're lucky. Pittsburgh is only a 3-sport now.
We do have 2 minor league teams that are doing really good off the hot starts. One of them was my buddies, and he's like, "When you come to announce?" So I might be doing announcing again for him. Like, I need a Keller partner though. I can't do it all myself.
Right, you need a color commentary person, right? Or are you the
Right.
color guy?
I did a football game by myself one time, and I did the best I could to coordinate it. That was tough too, but yeah, basketball is a whole different story. You need 2 people. You can't do it with one.
Yeah.
And I told him that, and the one guy I did it with moved to Indiana.
Mm-hmm. Anything else, or should we go to my town, guys?
We did the best we could to get it in an hour.
I think we.
I know.
Come on, Samir. Let's go. Let's go, Samir.
All right. So I'm actually going to start us off with the NHL. There's been a lot of talk about the NHL coming here for maybe a third go round. Nothing has been official yet, not even close. But recently, north of Atlanta, they do have an ownership group, and they did approve a site for a potential arena district. So it'd be something like the Battery, where you have the arena, and then I guess a recreational area surrounding it.
Oh, they're not going to play where they did play before?
Yeah, they're not going to play. It doesn't seem like they're going
to the CNN building.
Yeah, State Farm. Well, Phillips Arena, which is now State Farm Arena. No, but so the city council did approve to develop the North Point Mall area, which is a potential arena spot. So that's just something to look out for. The Braves, they re-signed Raisel Iglesias 1 year, $16 million. They swapped shortstops. Nick Allen to the Astros for utility man Mauricio Dubon. Their stats are familiar. Dubon apparently has 7 home runs. Nick Allen had 0. Based off of Alex Anthopoulos' comments on 680 The Fan, there is a good chance that this team is not done yet. Team president Tim McGurk said that the goal is to be maybe somewhere close to a top 5 payroll, but they've said that before. We'll see if they put their money where their mouth is. The Hawks lost to the Spurs tonight, 135-126.
Game trying around.
Yeah, they almost lost. I mean, they did lose to the Pistons last night as well. They came within 1 with like 3 minutes left, and then they just unfortunately couldn't close it out. But still a lot of signs to be encouraged with this Hawks team. They are playing defense. The ball movement offensively is a lot better. But still. And I just wanted to close, just address a lot of the ridiculousness I'm seeing from a lot of Hawks fans, especially on Twitter. This team is not better without Trae Young. Let's just cut to the point here. You see the difference with the half-court offense late in games against good teams like San Antonio, like Detroit last night, who just won their 12th straight. They don't have late in games, especially against good teams. You need a guard who's a playmaker and who can facilitate. And when you don't have arguably the best playmaking guard in the NBA in Trae Young, who can come out and give you 27 and 10 on a nightly basis, I mean, you see the impact. And yeah, we have a good team, but they just simply aren't better without their best player. So yeah, Jalen Johnson's an all-star, but his playmaking is not at that level. And it was a tough stretch for the Hawks. They had a West Coast trip. They came back home for one game against Detroit, but the schedule does lighten up. They've got the Pelicans, whose first-round pick they control on Saturday.
They're a mess. That team is a mess.
Derek Queen is a bright spot, though. He looks really good so far. Then they host the Hornets, and then they've got the Wizards. So there's a good chance maybe you get 2 or 3, maybe you get all 3, get back on track. And then with the Atlanta Falcons, last but not least, just when you think this team has hit rock bottom, it's a bottomless pit. Not only do they have another bad loss at home to the Carolina Panthers, they get swept. And this is the first time the Panthers have swept the Falcons since 2013. It's only the 4th time in Carolina's franchise history that they've swept the Falcons. And to add insult to injury, Xavier Leggett, who so far has looked like a bust, had his coming out party. Bryce Young, franchise record, 448 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, offensive player of the week. I saw a tweet the other day, is on 680 The Fan, that the Falcons might be the only reason that Bryce Young is still employed. And I don't think that's an exaggeration.
I think he's got 1,000 yards passing between the 2 games against you.
Oh, they are 3-0 against the Falcons in the calendar year 2025. If you go back to January of last year, so and just add insult to injury, and just to make things even worse, as I mentioned earlier, Michael Penix was probably having his best. He probably looked as comfortable as he did in the pocket all season. He completed 13 of 15. Was moving around in the pocket, making plays, and he goes down with like a routine play. When I was at the game, when he got hurt, he threw his helmet. So it seemed as if he kind of knew. And we kind of heard Monday morning he's going to have a surgery, and he won't be back likely until mid-August. So he's already going to be behind the 8 ball in regard to his development, his off season. And
they said 9 to 10 months, right?
Yeah. So they're likely going to release Kirk Cousins, though. Because if you keep him on the roster, it's going to be a $57 million cap hit, I read. So they're going to have to release Kirk Cousins.
Samir, to make it worse, you don't even have a first-round pick.
Yeah, it's just like, I was going to mention that too. And while James Pierce Jr. has been a good player for us, him and Jalen Walker are like yin and yang. It just hurts because we don't have a first-round pick. And to add on to that, it's a sad situation for Michael Penix considering what he's been through, and how far he's come to get to this point, just for it to happen again, just as he was starting to get his feet settled. And then now on top of that, there is a report from NFL Fox reporter. I forgot his name. It's Greg Allman says that if things do not change, like if Atlanta doesn't go on a 5-2 type of run, which is not likely, when you look at their schedule towards the back end, it looks like there's going to be a house cleaning. So you're going to have no first-round pick. And
Samir, what do you do? I heard this topic today come up. What do you do if you're not obviously going to pay $57 million for Kirk Cousins, right?
I think what you have to do is,
do you go out and get Justin Fields?
Well, no. Well, first off, here's what I saw. Well, they're going to clean house. It seems like it's just a matter of when more than it is a matter of if at this point, because it's not looking like this team does not have a 5-2 run in their pocket. They've got Seattle, Rams, at Tampa, at Arizona. They haven't won in Arizona since 2001. They're going to split with the Saints, and they might not even beat the Jets. So that's where we're at. So
Tyrod Taylor. You're saying you're not going to beat Tyrod Taylor?
you never know with
wait,
this.
wait.
Go ahead, John.
Justin Fields. You're talking about the guy in week 4 where everybody on this panel and in the chat had more net passing yards than he had.
Well, keep in mind, Jeremy, as I mentioned, this team is the only reason that Bryce Young is employed right now. Now, I mean, keep in mind, 2 years ago, the Vikings pulled Josh Dobbs off the street, basically. He came here and beat us. Like, new team didn't even know his teammates, didn't even know the playbook.
I remember that. Jeremy, but they're like, who else is out there?
Joe Flacco, he's doing pretty good in Cincinnati. You get Joe Flacco, have him start 3 or 4 games until Michael Penix comes back. But that's what I was.
You don't want Cousins?
No, not for 57 million.
For 57 million? No.
I mean, I would take Russell Wilson right now over him.
No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. No.
Wow.
You can have Josh Rosen. You can get Josh Rosen for nothing.
Oh, bro.
Judge, you love Josh
Rosen. Well, as I was saying, I feel bad mainly for Michael Penix because he's gonna be 26 going into year 3 with less than a season's worth of games under his belt, and you're gonna have a new regime likely if this thing goes the way it's looking like it's gonna go, who may decide that, maybe they might want to bring in their quarterback. So it's just a bad situation.
They're not going to be able to bring in their quarterback. There's no first-round pick.
Depending on where they're picking in 2027, they might want to bring in their own guy that year, depending on what that class looks like. So it's just a terrible situation all around, unfortunately. And that's it for my town. Jeremy, I guess you're up.
All right. My town. Like I said, Red Wings, who lost tonight 5-0 to the New York Islanders. They can beat the Rangers, but they can't beat the Islanders. I don't get that. So they finally got another loss under their belt after winning, I think it was like 6 in a row. But they're in first place in their division.
The first time I ever heard you talk hockey.
It's because it looks like the Yzer plan might finally be working. I reserve all judgment till March because last year we were in the 8th seed and in the playoffs and had a 4-point lead going in, and we ended up in the 12th seed when all was said and done at the end of the month. So unless they can do what the Pistons and Tigers have done the last year, which is make the playoffs, I don't trust the Yzer plan.
Well, that Yzerman plan, Jeremy, worked in Tampa, but it took 6 years.
Right, and this is year 6.
So there should be an improvement right now. This is like this is
right, and I'm seeing improvement, but I still think they need help on the front defensive line because that's where we're losing, and there's a lot of fast breaks where people get open, and when you got a guy that's doing 2-on-1 on a goalie, it's never a good situation.
No, unless you got a good goalie.
Well, Gibson is good, but he's not Patrick Waugh or Dominic Hasek or even Chris Osgood.
I was going to say you brought up the enemy, but you didn't bring up. I didn't think you were going to say Osgood.
Hey, Hasek was a Red Wing.
Hasek was awesome for you guys.
Yes, he was. He's the one that took over when Osgood retired.
Right. You guys always had good goalies.
Yep. Do you know why goalies wear the neck shield?
Yeah, because that goalie got kicked in the throat.
Wasn't kicked.
Oh,
his own teammate skated across his throat because he was angry with him because it was Grant Fuhr.
Yep,
the Buffalo Sabres.
Yeah, this is when he just got traded to them, right?
Yeah, he just got traded to him, and it was one of the forwards, and he was mad because he stonewalled him when he was on the other team the year before, and he fell across the ice making a block, and the guy skated across his throat.
That was one of the scariest moments. That happened the other day, like 20 years ago or something.
I've seen that video on YouTube. It was crazy.
It was pretty
Yeah,
intense,
I mean-
right? There's a lot of blood.
Oh yeah, duh. Somebody skates across your throat. I bet there's a lot of blood. Too.
Yeah.
That was a scary moment.
Mhm.
And it's just amazing to say that Detroit sports are back on top of the sports world again. We haven't been able to say that since, well, the Lions have never been on top of the sports world for the last couple of years.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, for us, winning the division has been our Super Bowl. I'm not gonna lie. And the casual fans are coming out of the woodworks now, and now because the ticket prices are so high, you don't hear that same energy in Ford Field like you have over the past couple of seasons. It's
Yeah, 'cause
more of the wine and cheese type of fans that are casuals that are like, oh, they're good. I'm gonna go. I can afford it. I can go here.
Yeah. I saw apparently like this season, like the ticket prices are like off the chain now. They're like ridiculous.
Yeah, the only team that that the average fan can go to, well, it's the Cleveland Browns because their nosebleeds are $6 a piece on StubHub.
Yeah, and even when they move into their new stadium,
That's going to change right there. And that's what it is. If you look, all of the teams that have newer stadiums are the most expensive prices in the NFL right now. Everybody else is at that medium. And let's face it.
Are we talking? Hold on. Are you talking about resale? Like after the original person buys the
No.
tickets, or are you
No,
talking about
I'm talking about StubHub into Ticketmaster to buy the ticket right now because they're not sold out. You can get third level tickets at the Cleveland Browns Stadium for $6.
yeah. Well, I was gonna add
like
in
up in the 500 section?
yeah. I was gonna say I think our stadium is still relatively new.
Are they
But,
home this weekend?
No,
I
we're
just
on
want
the
to see. I just want to look.
No, they're in Las Vegas this weekend.
Oh, that's right.
yeah. But
Shador Sanders will have his first start.
yeah, I was gonna say
Ooh.
relatively new, but our average ticket prices are somewhere around league average, somewhere in the bottom half. I think like 20th, 21st, somewhere around that area. But the issue is it's the resale prices that just completely jack the market up. And then
It's a resale, right?
And then, of course, especially in a town like Atlanta, when the team isn't doing well, a lot of the season ticket holders end up selling their tickets. So they're either empty or a lot of the opposing team fans will buy them since we're unique because we're such a transplant city.
You're the hub for 2 airlines.
Yeah. But I mean, I feel like I was looking around, like just seeing different NFL ticket prices for different teams, and I'm seeing like the Raiders nosebleeds are like $300.
That's
It's
Vegas, though.
Yeah, but I mean, it's the NFL in general, though. Like, I feel like the NFL, and I understand each team only plays 8 or 9 home games a year, but the NFL just feels like tickets for the average fan are genuinely not affordable.
That's funny because they are affordable at regular sale.
Do you think it's the resale market?
Yes, it's definitely the resale market
I wouldn't
because
say affordable. I would just say a lot more expensive. Like you shouldn't have to pay $70, $80 to sit in the nosebleeds.
I think at Heinz Field, I think those seats are $56.30 a piece.
Wait, $56.30.
Like $56.30. They put 30 cents on their tickets. They're weird.
Yeah, I mean that's not bad.
But I mean that's like regular price. And then if you try to buy that ticket like resale, look at how much it is on StubHub. Obviously not this weekend, but go ahead. Look at Soldier Field this weekend. Even Samir, it's
I look at
$358 was for the last row in Soldier Field.
That's crazy.
And I was like, I'm not paying that. I was like, no. I was
Uh-uh.
like, because my buddy's going to the game, and I was like, oh, well, maybe we were gonna ride the train over from where he lives and go. And I was like, dude, I'm not paying $358 a ticket.
Yeah, like that's crazy.
Like Christmas is right around the bend, and I'm already like dreading that.
Mm-hmm.
Not really, but I mean,
Yeah,
kids.
Like there was one Arizona. Well, Arizona Cardinals only $22. Like that's fair.
Is that for Glendale?
That's for Glendale. But yeah, I saw Detroit prices were like off the chain. Like when they play the Giants, it's at Ford Field, right? Jeremy, games at Field.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, like standing room is 106. The top, like the nosebleeds are like 360.
They originally sold at 275 through Ticketmaster. The game's been sold out, so those are resale tickets that you're looking at.
That's what we were talking about, Jeremy.
Yep.
Like it's the resale. Like, okay, not to bring up her name, but look at how much Taylor Swift tickets go for on the floor.
Well,
these people had to refinance their freaking house.
Yeah, it was 10,500 at Ford Field.
Right, for floor seats. To see Taylor Swift for 6 hours, 3 hours, whatever.
2.5 hours. That's what her
concert for 10 grand.
Yeah. Here's the crazy one for you.
That's one ticket. About this.
Do you know what that Taylor Swift concert cost this summer? Something they did 3 years ago and haven't done since because there's always been a big sporting or concert event scheduled at the beginning of August. The Ford's Family Fun Fest, where you get free tickets to go watch the Lions do their last practice before the season started. I got to take my dad to that in 2022.
Sweet.
That's the last time I got to see it.
What, Forest Field?
No, the Family Fun Fest thing. I got to meet a fellow podcaster that Scott knows, Dom DeRubis. I got to meet my buddy Eric Sean that used to comment all the time. He's just he has a different job now, so it's harder for him to be on these live comments. And I met a fellow podcaster, David Pike. And we all got together, and then after that, we went to the Brass Rail Pizza Bar there, just down the street from Ford Field, and we got a pizza and had a couple beers and had a good old time. And that is David Pike is the person that bought me my Billy Sims jersey, the signed one that I showed you that night.
I did see that. My dog must have had a rough day, man. She's out cold.
Jeremy, are you done with your town?
Yes, I am.
Adam, your turn.
I'm going off memory here, so because my paper's on the table. We went over the Steeler report earlier with the people I remembered. So I did the Steelers. Our Pittsburgh Riverhounds are in the final game, first time ever in the championship. They're playing Tulsa. The game is in Tulsa. That's at 12 o'clock noon. Our time. So that means, are they 2 hours or 1 hour, guys? I don't know.
Which one? Who?
They're playing in Tulsa.
I think that's 1.
Is it 1? So that game will be at 11 o'clock
Central.
Their time, 12 our time on the east side. Then we have the Penguins who went 1-1 in the the Global Series? Is that what we're calling it? Is that what they're calling it? Because they played in Sweden.
Yeah.
So this week the Penguins practiced almost every day on 3-on-3 overtime and the shootouts all week. They have 2 games coming up on the weekend back to back. They're 10-5-4, I believe, and 3rd in the conference. Pirates made a lot of moves today, so we don't lose a lot of these young guys in the Rule 5 draft. Holderman got dropped, though. I'm surprised he made waivers, actually. I'm surprised he made it through. And then Paul Skeens obviously won the Cy Young. I don't know if we talked about that one last week or not. Pitt plays Georgia Tech this week. Big game for both teams. So we talked about Narduzzi. What the hell was he doing? Not wanting to play Notre Dame. And Pitt basketball is 4-1 and haven't played any conference games yet.
Okay.
And I think that's it. I think.
I'm going to start with the boys of summer. So the Brewers have actually manager of the year 2 years in a row for Pat Murphy.
Is that Candy? Do you find that weird that both managers won it 2 years in a row?
I know. I thought that is odd, but I'll take it. I mean, I really think
Absolutely, Stephen Voigt, good job.
They both did really good. Yeah. Brandon Woodruff accepted the Brewers qualifying offer, so he's going to be making $20.2 million, I believe that is, and he admits he might have been able to get more outside of the Brewers organization, but he loves playing for the Brewers and the fans, and he's like, so that's cool, but that also means that we might have seen the last of Freddie Peralta in a Brewers uniform. I don't know how I feel about that. And Samir, I don't think you mentioned this, but they did announce that the Brewers are going to play the Braves in 2026 in the Little League Classic.
Yeah, I forgot.
I thought they were playing the corn. I thought they were playing the corn game. Who's playing in the cornhole?
That's Phillies and Twins, I believe.
Phillies and Twins. Okay.
Yeah. So it's Brewers Braves in the Little League Classic and the Phillies and Twins in
I'll be curious
Iowa.
to see what Little League jerseys both wear.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. But I mean, those are the two teams together. But as far as I thought this was a fun fact that on November 17th, 1940, the Packers were the first NFL team to fly to a game. The team was playing the New York Giants. So it's kind of ironic that we just played the Giants, but that it was back in 40 that the Packers were the first NFL team to fly to a game. Just an odd random fact. You got to throw those out there once in a while.
That is very random, but very knowledgeable also.
Packers obviously play Minnesota this weekend. We'll see what team shows up and how injury, like Josh Jacobs, is he going to play with his knee injury? We know that Kraft is out. Kraft was our tight end that Jordan Love. Quarterbacks love their tight ends because they're their safety nets. And now that his safety net wasn't there, we talked about it earlier, how all the other wide receivers were dropping passes. So let's hope I'm hoping that Jacobs can play and that because he found I think it was a bone bruise is what they said.
Knee bone bruise, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
You don't feel comfortable. You don't feel comfortable with Wilson?
No. I think he'll be okay. I think he's manageable, but I think with the injuries that we have to our O-line, that makes a difference. And, if we didn't have those injuries, then yeah, I think Wilson would be okay. But so we'll see. That could be an interesting game. It does bode well for us that we're playing that one at home. I think that makes a difference too. I don't have to listen to that stupid horn that the Vikings play when they do. Yeah, exactly. Wisconsin, yeah, well, they're on life support. They're just kind of playing to play out the rest of the year, I think. The Bucks are missing Giannis. That doesn't help. They are not the same team without him, and that is clearly evident. As far as down here, I am not a Dolphins fan, so I don't really talk about them, but I'll talk about the Hurricanes go up to Virginia Tech to play Virginia Tech. I will say, yes, Miami should win this game. I think they have to be very convincing to win these games in order to stay in the playoff hunt. If they have any chance of making the CFP. So, yeah. So they have Virginia Tech this week, and they played 8 games at home this year, which was a lot. And so then they play at Virginia Tech, and then the following week, since next week is Thanksgiving and we won't have a show, then they go to play Pitts. They play your team there, Adam. Final game of the year. They play at Pittsburgh.
Yes, they do.
That could be an interesting game.
And we'll see how it plays out because, like I said, Pitt beats Georgia Tech this weekend. It's probably gonna be a huge game just because of Pitt could win the ACC
Yep,
or go to the title game anyway.
exactly. So we already discussed that I'm going to be at the FAU game this weekend. Looking forward to that. They're always
I don't do a fucking feel.
um,
My bad.
Texans are up 23-19 with 5:44 left.
Yeah.
Is that right? Yes, the Bucks lost tonight to the 76ers, 123-114. Again, we're without Giannis, and that makes a big difference for Milwaukee. I think that's pretty much it. I do want to go around since we're not going to be on next week. What is either one of your favorite Thanksgiving memories? What was a food item that you really like, or something related to Thanksgiving? Since next week, Thursday, is Thanksgiving, and we're not going to be on. So, whatever you want to be.
I think my favorite memory, it goes back a long time ago. I was only 7. It was the last time when my dad and mom was still married and my whole family was there with my grandma and grandpa for Thanksgiving.
Okay.
I was gonna say, going to my grandparents' house and looking up all the back when the newspaper was big and you got all the Black Friday deal ads and everyone was going through them and just having a good old time.
So I don't know if it's available online, but if you look up the Flint Journal and the date was, I believe it was September 3rd, 1975, Section C, which was the Metro section. Yours truly was on the front page of the Metro section. And the reason why is I went to a certain school district in Flint called Beecher. Beecher is on the north end of Flint, which is a very ethnically persuaded part of town. And it was a picture of my father holding my hand, and we were walking in the door together. And then there was a little captain with a quote because they asked me if I had any brothers or sisters. I said, yeah, I got my sister. Hers little, she's at home.
Neat. Samir.
I think my favorite Thanksgiving memory, this is many years ago. And we were in Jersey. We were renting an Airbnb. And the thing about the Airbnb was that the way the door was set up, if you locked it, there was no way of unlocking it to get back in. It was a weird setup. So we're coming back in late that night, and then my older cousin accidentally locked us out. I guess we were messing around earlier that day in the house, and I guess he accidentally locked us out of the house. So we're all panicking, thinking, what are we gonna do? We only had one charger. All of our phones were dead, so we kind of had to take turns charging our phone. I don't think we had dinner that night either, so we had to stop by a gas station and get food. But luckily, the homeowner who didn't live that far was able to answer the phone and got us back in. So that was it wasn't funny then, but and it was a night
Right.
before Thanksgiving too. So all the groceries and everything is inside. So we're thinking like, how are we gonna have dinner, whatnot? But yeah, that was probably my funniest memory. It wasn't funny then, but looking back at it is funny now.
Nice. And I'd probably say my favorite was, I don't come from a big family. So yes, I have 2 sisters and a brother, and that's kind of big. But my dad had 1 sister. My mom had 1 brother. We all lived within an hour. My grandparents retired onto a farm, a 110-acre farm in Beaver Dam, Wisconsin. And the whole family, my 2 cousins, my aunt, my uncle, on both sides, both sets of grandparents, all of us were, and I remember that Thanksgiving specifically because I didn't have to be at the kids' table anymore because my cousins and my brothers and sisters were all younger than me, and there wasn't enough room, so I got to eat at the adult table.
You didn't miss a whole lot, did you?
No, no, but always fun memories. So, with that being said, let's go around the room. Everybody tell how people can find you and get a hold of you. Samir, why don't you start?
You can find me on X at ATL_Samir2401. I post a lot of NFL content, Atlanta sports content, whatever articles I publish, I post on there. You can find me every Thursday night on My Town. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next episode.
Adam?
You can get me at Sports Talking on Twitter, guys. Driving to the Top Productions. Add McNally tonight on Facebook. I didn't realize. I thought I had to go into Twitter, but anyway, you can get me there. You get me Tuesday nights on the Driving to the Top channel on Open Mic. Wednesdays you can get me on Pittsburgh Sports Talk with Rich, and if I got time, I'll pop on that guy's channel above me on Wednesday. Or if I'm sick at home with kidney stones, I'll pop on his show in the morning. Not very often.
I got an update from the Bills game because it just clicked. They just stopped them and got them on 4th and 2 at the Houston 45. So more than likely they're going to punt with 3:42 left in the game and a 4-point lead because the Bills scored a field goal.
Sweet.
Jeremy, how can people find you?
Well, you can find me right here on the South Florida Tribune, occasionally on Tuesdays on Inside the Pigskin, and every Thursday that we do a show on Fire Up. You can also find me on the SouthFloridaTribune.com under the contributor writings, or you can find me under the Motor City Tribune heading, where I write about the Detroit Lions and occasionally other teams in the NFL and reviews of their games, not previews, because I really don't focus on their previews. But and occasionally I might write about another sport. I might have to write about Detroit sports in general this week. This is amazing.
I just want to say, Jeremy, I know I interrupted you, but I just want to say thanks to everyone watching on my channel out there. We're up over 1,000,000.
Yes, that's amazing.
Awesome.
Love it.
But Jeremy, go ahead, finish. I got excited about that. Sorry.
And then you can follow me on my channel, which is Kneecap Biting with the Motor City Lions. You can occasionally find me Tuesday nights with at Sports Talking It on Driving to the Top Productions and his crew. You can also find me on the Huddle Sports Network, which is available also on Facebook, but I won't be on their YouTube anymore because as you get closer to monetization, you're only allowed to go into one YouTube channel, or you will not be monetized. So therefore, I can guest share anything I want to my YouTube channel, but I can't go live from my own streaming service into my channel in another channel at the same time. And that wraps it up. And of course, at Smokin' Jeremy on Twitter, at Smokin' Jeremy B1 on Instagram, Jeremy Ballrick on Facebook and LinkedIn.
Okay. South Florida Tribune Publishing Company published a book, Lessons from the Microphone, Tuning into the Enduring Wisdom of Visionary Leaders. It is written by my husband, Scott, the Motor City Madmouth Morganroth. Talks about his 40-plus years in the media and how it has evolved, old school media versus new school media. I mean, he's interviewed the likes of Muhammad Ali, Tommy Lasorda. There's pictures of both of them in the book. There's lots of other stories. Go get your copy today. It's available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Kindle, Google, and Apple Books. There's also a link on our website, www.southfloridatribune.com, where there is a plethora of other content. So go check it out. If you like to listen to podcasts, you can find us wherever you get your podcasts. If you want to advertise, sponsor a show, be on a show, have topic ideas, you can always email us at southfloridatribune@gmail.com. But if you see that red subscribe button in that lower right-hand corner, that means you have not yet subscribed to us. I do not know what you're waiting for. Just do it, like us, share us with all your friends and family, and then turn on your notifications so you're notified every time we go live. And then one last thing I would ask of you to always visit and watch anybody that's on any of our shows, because a lot of them have their own channels and we're all here helping each other out. So I would ask any of the people that are subscribed and watching us tonight that they would go subscribe to your guys' channels or anybody else that's on any of our other programs, because Monday nights we talk baseball, Tuesday nights we talk football, Wednesday nights Sports Exchange, you never know what we're going to be talking about. Thursday nights Fire Up Here, normally we talk sports, but you just never know. And then we have a couple other shows that you never know what we're going to be talking about, so definitely check out all of our channels. We appreciate all of you that have been watching, all of your comments. Jeremy, you want to end us? Oh, and I'm going to quick say a happy Thanksgiving to
I
everybody.
was going to say happy Thanksgiving too. I was like, I'm going to butt in here, but I'll wait.
Before I say what I usually say, this Saturday there's a young lady who turns 54 years young. My sister, Judy Smith. If you're out there, happy birthday early. But try every day to be a better person than you were the day before. That's the only way to make the world a better place. It starts right here. Much love to everybody in the chat. Thank you for watching. Sharon Bell, Joseph Post, and those others that are watching across the Twitter sphere.
Yes. Thanks, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
We'll see you in 2.